We're going to do some things here that, this is where I get to stamp all over your cherished beliefs. So you need to get ready for this one. What you might learn, okay? Hopefully you'll learn to focus your intent effectively without the usual process, without the usual ritual, and actually achieve effective state. Now when I say ritual, you're thinking, well, I don't do any rituals. To explain that, if any of you learn to meditate sitting up, have you ever tried to meditate lying down? It's really hard, isn't it? It doesn't work. Any of those learn to meditate lying down? Have you ever tried to meditate sitting up? It's hard and it doesn't work. What happens is that you get habituated to things like that. You get habituated to the way you do it. And your meditation process, meditation is a process, it's a tool. Meditation is a tool, and it's a learning tool. Okay, and this learning tool has a lot of process to it because in the beginning, you need a lot of hand-holding. You need a lot of processing. Go to stages that you're not ready to take any big steps. So you go through this process. You know, the way I learned it is, first you relax and, you do all the body things and relax from head to toe and, then you start with the mantra and you go through all this process. Well, that process becomes a ritual. It becomes, you can't meditate unless you do that process. If somebody just says, well, sit down, you got 20 seconds to meditate, say, I can't do that. I need 20 minutes to get relaxed and go through my process. The process becomes an unnecessary ritual. Okay, we're going to break these rituals and break the beliefs that you have that you can't do this without all the preparation that you're used to using. We're going to learn how to parallel process and multitask in multiple realities. We're going to learn to be able to switch states quickly, effortlessly. Okay. We're going to use intent to define a unique address to relationship. Now, what I mean there is that some people who heal can only heal if they can touch the body they're healing, a laying on of hands. Some need a picture. Some need an article of clothing or a piece of hair or something. All of those are just tools. They're all unnecessary. Remember, you were just consciousness. Intent changes things. Intent moves data. It's just your intent, just your consciousness. That's it. All the process isn't there. You don't have to, you don't have to get out of a body. Your consciousness is already out of your body. It's consciousness. It's non-physical. All you have to do is become aware of it and use it. It's much easier than you think. Most of us are encumbered by ritual, things that we have to do to get ready, and the ritual isn't necessary. We can do this much easier than you think. Now, using the input is all you need to access these databases and to move things with your intent is a precise intent. Your intent can't be fuzzy, it has to be precise. So let's say that we're going to heal, someone. You can lay on your hands because then that's precise. This is the person I want to heal, this person I'm touching. Okay? Or you can see their picture, or somebody can tell you about them. Well, what if it's just some pseudonym, Lady Z, who lives somewhere in the world? How do you heal that person? Can you do that? Well, sure, if somebody knows who Lady Z is. If the person that said, I have this friend, we'll call him Lady Z, and they have a problem, could you help me heal it? Well, then the address, the very specific address to Lady Z is it's that friend that so-and-so had. It's the person they told me about. Well, there's only one unique person on this whole planet that it's that person that they told you about. So that's a unique address. So you don't need all these details. All you need is a unique address, and it can be through anybody else's consciousness. So it can even be the person that told that person that told that person that told you. That's fine. All you want to do is go back to the person that's being talked about. That's all you need. That is an address. Consciousness is aware of all the details. So all you have to do is give it a direction that's unique, and it will work just fine. Okay, so you don't need names and all that sort of thing. You just need a unique event. Okay, tool generation. Now, I'm going to ask you to imagine some humanoid shapes, and I don't want you to get wound up with detail. I'm not expecting high-resolution photographs. All of that stuff just gets in the way. It's your intent. that moves things. If you know what you're intending, that's good enough. Whether it's a picture or a feeling or a sense or anything else, it's all good enough. So even though I might say visualize it, some people don't visualize very well. Males tend to visualize more easily than females. But everybody's a little different how they visualize. But most people have some sense of what they, of what it is they do. So when I talk about this humanoid, I just give you a little bit of what I'm talking about so you'll know. I tell you that it's sort of like a gingerbread cookie, the head, arms, body, legs, that kind of thing. So that's all when I talk about a humanoid shape. But it needs to be thick because I'm going to have you turn it around and look from the side and do a couple of other things. So it's not a plain thing like drawing a paper. It's just like a fat gingerbread cookie. Now when you look at that gingerbread cookie from the front, from that humanoid shape, you're going to see everything that's on that axis. In other words, if there's something on this back face that you're going to see that too. So when you look at this direction, you see everything through it. You see what I mean? So if you're looking for an illness, and there's an illness on the front side, you'll see that, but if it's on the back side, you see that too. And if the two of them are right behind each other, you won't tell that there's two because one's on top of the other. So you're just looking through, okay? And it's the same way with the sides. So this is just a symbol of, it's a metaphor, okay? You don't have to see the gingerbread man. You can just see a gingerbread man. That'll work just as good. Okay. All right. Now, all these tools is to help you focus your intent. The intent's the only active ingredient. The gingerbread man isn't an active ingredient, right? That's just a tool. Now, I'm going to ask you to do, just as a little warm-up, we're going to do a little imagination. Okay, now I just want you to imagine things. You can either close your eyes or leave your eyes open, doesn't make any difference. I'm going to ask you to imagine a few things, and I want you to imagine them. Imagine that you are riding a bicycle. Can you see yourself riding a bicycle? Now, see yourself as on the bicycle. You have the handlebars and your grips, you're pedaling the pedals, you're riding a bicycle. Now see yourself apart from the bicycle, watching yourself ride the bicycle. So now your point of view is moved off. You're seeing yourself riding the bicycle, but you're not on the bicycle. All right, bicycles we all know about. That's easy. Now see yourself riding on an elephant. There you are. You're perched on the back of that elephant. You got your legs around his neck. The big ears are flapping. You can hear the noise, smell the smells of that elephant. Okay. Now move yourself off the elephant and watch yourself riding on the elephant. Can you see that? Okay, now you are at your home and you're serving a birthday cake to a bunch of young children. Can you see that? The young children, all the expectant faces, the candles burning, birthday cake, the table, things set up, plastic silverware, plastic dishes. Okay. Now, you're doing laundry. Okay, I want this to be not a still picture, but a video. You're doing laundry. There you are, you're pulling it up out of the basket, you're sorting it, you're throwing it in the tub, you're closing the lids, you're turning the knobs, you're doing the whole thing. And you see all that? Can you see the progressive motion? Okay. Now, we're going to do a gingerbread man, okay? Now look at this gingerbread man. Look at this humanoid shape. It doesn't have to be a gingerbread man. It could be the Pillsbury Doughboy. That's all right too. I want to see this gingerbread man with a happy face and buttons. It's going to have 3 buttons down the front. Okay, now I want to see a brown gingerbread man with black buttons. Now a vanilla gingerbread man with brown buttons. Now a red gingerbread man with blue buttons. Okay, how many were able to see those things and follow that and do that in our imagination? Could they see that? Okay, it wasn't very hard, was it? It's just an imagination, right? All right, now let's discuss imagination for a minute. Let's do one more. I want you to imagine Uncle Sam, picture of Uncle Sam, the guy in the top hat, the red, white, and blue, and, I want you, for federal service. Okay, just imagine Uncle Sam. Okay, everybody get a good picture of Uncle Sam? Now, let me ask you, you're imagining the real Uncle Sam. Was that the real Uncle Sam? Or is that just your imagination of an Uncle Sam? And you're saying, what? What real Uncle Sam? Uncle Sam's just a metaphor, right? It's just a symbol. Well, now what if I ask you to visualize someone's energy body? And now you'd say, well, that's harder because I have to make sure I'm seeing the real energy body, not just my imagination of an energy body. If it's just my imagination of an energy body, then it doesn't mean anything. I need to see the real energy body, right? Energy body is no different than Uncle Sam. There is no real energy body. The energy body is a metaphor. It's a symbol. The energy body is a symbol and a metaphor that you use in order to extract data out of those databases. Okay? So when you see that energy body, what you're thinking of is that person, their makeup, their physical health, or whatever it is, their spiritual quality, other kinds of things, and focusing on your intent, what it is you want to see. You're going to those databases and you're extracting data on that person, and then you see that data as colors or shapes, black on white or something else in that energy body. So is that the real energy body? There's no such thing as a real energy body. It's just data. Okay? So all the time you spend making sure that you get the real thing, as opposed to just something in your imagination, is a waste of time. What you need to do is just focus your intent, and your intent is on the person, and your person, you got this shape, and what it is you want to see, the data comes up, and the display screen basically is this little doughboy, is this gingerbread man. So it's not like, is that the real gingerbread man? Is that the real Uncle Sam? Or did I just imagine that? Doesn't matter. Your intent is what matters. Okay? It's just your intent. So if you could bring up Uncle Sam and the gingerbread guy and change the color on his buttons, then you can see an energy body just as easily. Just as easily. Okay? It's no different. It's just a symbol or a metaphor. The data isn't in the energy body. The energy body is a metaphor. It's like a screen. It's your output format. Okay? And we're gonna do that. So I know that's a big step now. A lot of people are confused. Like, oh, no, I've always done energy bodies, and they're real because I see them and all like that. That's true. And we get into those, and those tend to be belief systems. They tend to be rituals that we do, and they're effective. It's not that that's wrong. It's effective. Symbols and metaphors are useful tools. Of course you can heal using symbols and metaphors. That's what we use. But what's really going on is your intent, moving data, collecting data out of the database, or changing data as we heal. So if you can get on and off a bicycle, get on and off an elephant, do your laundry, and then cook 3 different colored gingerbread cookies in about 30 seconds, you shouldn't have any trouble jumping your reality frame from state to state to state. It's just that easy. Okay? Again, these things are metaphors. They're symbols. They let us focus our intent. Intent is the mover. Okay? Well, that's, I know, going to crash some beliefs, but let's just humor me, okay? Just humor me, and we'll try this out and see how it works. Okay, now we're going to have to also give your data query, you're going to have to give it a format of what way you want to see the data. And I'm going to explain to you, I'm going to lead you through some things, and you're going to just listen to my voice and do what I say. All of you give me your money. No, you're just going to do what I say, and it'll work just real easily. And I have some instructions about that. We're going to do some diagnosing. We're going to manipulate time. We're going to get forward and backward in time. We're going to do a little remote viewing. We're going to do all this stuff, and we're going to do it all in one sequence. You're going to be doing this for about 40 minutes, and it'll seem like an hour or two, or maybe it'll only seem like 10 minutes. Times get warped when you get in these altered states. So let's go to the next slide. All right, the right approach. The approach is everything, because intent is everything. All right, so the right approach. Now, the point is not getting the right answer. Okay, now that's important, because as soon as I tell you that we're not checking answers, everybody can go, whew. You know, you can just let go of the fear of not getting it right. You know, what if I don't get it right? What if I fail? What if I can't do this? You know, you got all of these what if I can'ts, and that's just your fear talking. So we won't have any of that. We're not going to check any answers. This is just for your own edification. This is, you know, this is not really the result. I don't expect to, you know, train 50 wizards here in the next, you know, hour. That's not what we're doing. If if the result comes out positive or negative, that's not the issue. So let's take all the pressure off of results. We don't really care about the results. What we're caring about is the process. I want to lead you through a process so that you can understand how consciousness works and how you can jump around between states and how it's a whole lot easier than you think with a whole lot less process than you're used to, how you can drop your rituals. Okay, so let go of all that fear stuff about performance and whether or not you get it right and that kind of thing. Okay, forget about all your techniques. I know when you start doing this stuff, you immediately get into your own techniques and you do things exactly the way you're used to doing them because that's habit. Let all your techniques go. Okay, don't try to do it. You know, forget the preparation, forget the relaxation, forget the formal meditation, forget everything. You're just going to do this. Humor me. See how it works. Okay, a very important thing. Don't try to do it. If you try to do it, you'll get in the way and you'll block it. Okay, let it happen. Don't go make it happen. Let it happen. Your place is to just be open. Follow what I tell you and just let it happen. Experience it. As soon as you try to make it happen, you prevent it from happening. Okay. Let the information come to you. Simply execute to the best of your ability, participate, observe what happens, have open-minded skepticism. You don't have to believe any of this. You know, this is not something for you to believe that we're doing anything in particular. Just experience. I just want you to experience it. Okay. But I do want you to get into it, get immersed in it. I don't want you to thinking about, you know, what you're going to do next and, you know, the drive home and all that kind of stuff. I want you to get into this 100%. 100% focused. Now, I want you to ignore the background. Somebody's going to come in and change the water jug and other things are going to happen. Somebody might sneeze or cough. You need to just let all that go. Don't be annoyed by it. It's just there. We have this environment and you just accept the environment, and if you hear all that, well, you didn't hear it. Just ignore it and keep going. Very important. No expectations. Expect nothing. No intellectual control. Try to control nothing. Just be open. No analysis. Now, you didn't have any control and analysis and expectations when you were doing laundry, did you? You just saw it, and there it was. You just collected the data. Be scientists. Don't have preconceived notions of what might happen, what you expect to happen, what should happen. Oh, an energy body ought to look like this, so I'm going to make it this way. Let all that go. Just accept whatever you get. And if you get nothing, that's okay. We're going through a process here. Okay. Forget about your answers making sense. This is another big problem. People get something and they say, oh, that couldn't be, or that doesn't make sense, or is that rational? Oh, I'm going to heal this person, and let's see, they're only 20 years old. They shouldn't have cancer yet, you know, so it's probably not that. And you're doing all of this intellectual stuff that's trying to make it reasonable to you because you know that you want to have to check, right? You want to check yourself. You don't want to just say something that's dumb. You want to check and make sure that it makes sense. Forget all that checking. Get your intellect out of it, okay? No intellectual control, no analysis. Just observe. Okay. Beliefs are your main limitation. You know, I can't is the worst belief you can have here. No, I can't do this. Or it won't make any sense. Just report what you get and not worry about that. Okay, now I'm going to move real quickly because you've already showed me that you can go through, you know, half a dozen different visualizations with your mind in seconds. So I know that that's not a problem. So we're going to go very quickly. I'm going to give you about 20 seconds to do things that you probably normally take 10 or 15 minutes to do. Don't worry about that. Let all that go. This is now, that's then. Just do it and see what happens. Okay, if you fall behind and you're still doing something because you're right in the middle of it, that's all right. Let that go. Don't get flustered. Don't get flustered with the time. I say, well, it's only going to be 20 seconds, and immediately people are going, 20 seconds? Oh, no, I can't do it in 20 seconds. That's too short. And obviously you won't if you get into that kind of a mind about it. Just say, okay, yeah, do it. If I don't do it, I don't do it. If I do, I do. And if I miss a point, I'll come in later. You know, just catch up, do whatever. Very relaxed atmosphere here, okay? Don't worry about the details. Get comfortable. Shift around as necessary. Don't talk, though. We're going to diagnose. We're going to heal. We're going to go back and forwards in time. We're going to do all this stuff. And I'm going to have you come back and fill in these sheets. So you're actually going to open your eyes. You're going to get your little pencil. You're going to make some marks. And then we're going to go back. So we're going to go into it and out of it and into it and out of it. And we're going to do this a bunch of times. And we're going to do it quickly. And so when you come back and do this, that's not a time to be, you know, digging in your purse for the pencil or something. This needs to be just stay in the moment. Stay in your meditation state while you open your eyes and while you draw on the page. Don't come out of it. Just stay there. And if you do get